away.
Yeah, I'm starting off today. So thanks everyone. Thanks for coming. Merry Christmas, almost. Good to see you all here. So today we've just here to talk about some numbers in MYEFO, which, as you know, will be released in its entirety tomorrow. But MYEFO will have $14.6 billion worth of savings and reprioritisations contained in it. These include some of the significant reforms that we've done that were delivered through the Parliament in aged care, also through defence, reprioritising within their budget that they have available to them, but also in some other areas like Indigenous Advancement Program to help and assist in paying for the remote employment service that was announced on Friday, some better targeting of residential aged care funding, some renegotiating of the COVID-19 vaccine supply agreement. There's been some reprioritisations in education with the Townsville City deal to support the Reef HQ construction, and again savings across home affairs, employment as well. So this brings to total $92 billion in reprioritisations and savings since we came to government. Every single budget or budget update, we have taken this approach to find savings to make sure that every dollar spent is going to the highest quality programs, and you will see that in MYEFO tomorrow. There's also the continuation of the unavoidable spending that we've inherited since coming to government. So these are often ongoing programs that had a funding cliff or had no ongoing funding attached to them. And this obviously was a feature of the former government's budgeting, where they sought to reduce costs or make it look like the budget was in better shape than it actually was. So there'll be a further $8.8 billion in unavoidable spending, which really goes to services and programs that the Australian people rely on. So extra going into the PBS for listing of new drugs, for health terminating programs, including aged care COVID support, an important uplift to the AEMO digital systems to ensure energy security. There's been some increases in some of those cost pressures on infrastructure projects, some extra investments going into support the NDIA and the reforms that we have done to the NDIS, some legal settlements, and some extra investment going into DVA and War Memorial to sustain their operations. So again, when you look at this over all of the updates, since coming to government, that's about an additional $48 billion in unavoidable or legacy spending since we came to government. So over the past 2.5 years, at every budget or budget update, we've found savings, we've reprioritised, and we've dealt with billions and billions of dollars in ongoing spending that was never provided for. We've also delivered, importantly, the biggest structural saves to the budget that would have been seen over the past decade. When I've been trying to think back what would have been the big structural saves to the budget in the last 10 years, aged care and NDIS, those important reforms that we got through the Parliament this year, are so important to ongoing budget sustainability. Now, the biggest risk facing the budget and the biggest risk facing Australians right now is Peter Dutton's nuclear scheme. His own costings, the Liberal Party's own costings, show that even though nuclear power plants are decades away, Australians will be paying for it straight away. So higher bills, fewer jobs, a hit to growth, and worse for the environment. In addition, the Shadow Treasurer has been out this morning with some extraordinary comments saying that there is no point spending on manufacturing or housing. Well, we disagree. We think a future made in Australia, we think dealing with the housing shortage that exists in this country is a Commonwealth responsibility, and we are happy to be at the table and investing in Aussie jobs and homes for Australians. He's also been unable to outline where the billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in cuts that they have announced and he has confirmed this morning will be coming from. So the biggest risk when we're talking about the budget sustainability, all aspects of the budget, including important programs and services to the Australian people, is under threat by the plans that Peter Dutton has.
Thanks very much, Katie. I wanted to pay tribute to Katie and her work and the work of the Expenditure Review Committee.